I feel like a lot of people were kind of growing tired of looking at was just this offhanded bypass of like people's actual insecurities in our country right now and their fears.
They don't
They
care.
just
They don't care,
they just don't. Yeah, they don't
right?
give a
You
fuck
go
about
to
us.
yeah, no, they don't. And let me tell you why. Because when they get in that office, right, they're paid very handsomely to do their jobs.
Yeah.
So it's very hard to feel sympathy for people
Yeah.
when
It
you're
is.
getting when you look at them and they're all in tears and oh help us we're sad, but then you get that fat paycheck,
Right. Yeah.
250 grand.
See, okay, here I got a good question,
What
right?
are you gonna do?
Let's bring this into something that's more familiar to you. So, you're in the 3D animation and design space. So, you're in school right
Yeah.
now too, which is another thing. What the fuck is going on at school that like is kind of showing you like where this job push is going and how it's looking? Like how does this situation affect your job? How it affect your life? You know what
Okay.
I mean? Like
Okay.
let's kind of bring it into your perspective on it cuz I know that 3D animation as a whole is kind of a hard industry to get into. So like with that, kind of give me a little rundown on like what you're looking forward to with this campaign and how that'll affect things or what your fears are, you know?
Well, to kind of if we're gonna go into that, I think it's important that we separate like certain definitions, like for instance, school versus college, right? Because there is a
Yeah.
difference between the two, and they do impact you differently. Which I
Okay.
do have commentary on both, if you would like that as well. Um, but what I believe you're asking me right now is just the college side of it,
Yeah,
right? Or
we're
do you
talking about
care?
college. Yeah, yeah, we're talking about college right now.
College specifically?
We can get
Okay,
into
cool.
school later, but like college is what I'm interested. It's affecting your career and what you're going for. So, yeah, like
Yeah. So for people going into college, right? I honestly think that we're the last generation where such a thing will really really matter. It didn't even matter. It doesn't even matter nowadays, right? The companies, you want to talk about animation and the industry and schooling. For those of people who are trying to get in, just get a certificate. Get a certificate and then just do the best you can for your demo reels. That's all they really care about. They don't care. I mean, yeah, it helps to have a diploma, I guess,
yeah,
but if you don't know how to network, you're not going to get in anyway. Especially in today's economy where they're sitting there and have
that
AI,
makes
you've got to
sense.
know somebody who knows somebody. You don't want to sit there and submit stuff to whatever company. You want to know somebody who's in the know, right? Because like I could sit here and
Yeah.
push, I can sit here and push my application all day. We're sitting here talking about life. I'm on application number 786 for starting in October. In term,
Jesus.
so you think
Fucking
that I'm going to be able to?
Christ.
Yes. So you think that I'm going to be able to just get a job in the industry by pushing a? No, you have to know somebody who knows somebody who's best friends with the CEO or some shit.
Yeah.
This.
That's
Oh, sorry for my tone of voice. That
crazy.
I.
No, no, you're good, dude. Talk. You're fine. From what I know of game design, like the jobs are so like it's so saturated. The market's so saturated because it's kind of like almost like music or video. You kind of need like a portfolio piece or a couple portfolio pieces that people know about or like are your own thing that tend to get you more connections if you're just a solo. Is that right or am I just reaching?
It's not wrong, but it's changed, right? So what's going on now is right. So the hiring process has gotten so articulate, especially with AI, sifting through the fucking gaps. Like you really need that connect. Or
Yeah.
have you noticed actually to put on a point over you were mentioning like indie studios and stuff? Have you noticed that over the course of these 5 years and over the course of how our economy's been going, that there have been more indie studios popping up out of nowhere?
Yeah.
Glitch Productions being one of the newest ones, providing their murder drones, and they're also more well known for their 3D digital circus.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's because people are finding that, they can't get a job. So what do? They create their own job.
Yeah, I mean,
They get a bunch of their friends together or colleagues and be like, "Look, hey, working's not really working, so let's do something."
okay, so if you're not designing these things from scratch, like your
Hmm.
characters or stuff, how expensive past like software is it really to get an animation going?
Well, I mean, honestly, if you go, I mean, it depends on the software you're using, right? So, but if you're going for the least expensive route, well, I mean, that'd be Blender, no brainer. As far as the animation process going, I'd say that it's easy. I mean, animation is not easy, but I will say that if you want to go that route, it's more than possible, right? It's not impossible to get into animation and animate something yourself. The problem that people have is time.
Yeah,
You think about YouTube, you think about Twitch, you think about all this other stuff. Everybody's looking to consume something every single day. As
yeah.
an animator, like you're just not going to be able to do that.
Well,
Like
there's like
there are
okay,
people
so
out
there's
there.
there's some things that I think, right, like from my side of things that kind of make me want to like I wish I could just like tell these animators these ideas. Like there was this guy that Corridor worked with a while ago. And I know it's special effects, but they're kind of interbred at this point with certain things, which is interesting. But what he did
Talk
was
about
he
like
would do
composition.
well, no, just you have to do a lot of 3D animation inside of special effects at this point. It's just you're inside of
Yeah.
software, you're
Oh,
playing
yeah,
with
yeah, yeah,
different
yeah. I see what
particle
you're saying.
effects and
Yeah.
stuff. It's a whole thing. And to be honest, the thing he did was he would make a 30-second video every single day for a month. And he would challenge himself. It didn't matter how complex it was, it didn't matter anything, but he would always try to change the style or give it something new, give it more motion. You know what I mean? Maybe play with camera work. So he
Yeah.
gave him, I
He's
don't
setting a
remember.
deadline for himself.
Yeah. And the thing is I feel like when you do kind of stuff like that and you follow through with little challenges like that, it's not super hard to market yourself with a good portfolio in the artistic realm. However, I do respect animation taking a lot of time because like stop motion, if people can even think about stop motion, is way more complex than 3D animation. However, it's the same fucking thing. Like you are manually moving pieces yourself, setting keyframes and little end goals, and you have to make sure that nothing's super fucked up or it'll come out bad in the render. You know what I mean? Like these
Yeah.
are these are kind of things that I think are good little middle grounds. It's just I wish that like in your case, like you make some really interesting animations, but I know you're still in college, so you got a lot to do. With a full-time job, you go home, man, I spend 4 or 5 hours working on all of my little projects I have. It doesn't matter if it's
Yeah.
music or YouTube videos or what it is. I'm just obsessed with it. You know what I mean? It's just something I've been doing. And I've been getting into the habit of that, and I've gotten myself a lot more productive. And I do feel like most of my content is showing for that. And you know what I mean? And I wonder if that could be applied to 3D animation at all. Like really, is that realistically applicable?
I mean, it's realistically applicable. The thing is that you have to have people that are willing to do it. You have to have time, and you have to have money, right? You have to have at least two out of three of those things, right? If you don't have anybody who's willing to do it, well, you're gonna have to do it. And if you don't know how to do it, oh well.
Yeah,
If you don't have time, how are you even gonna be able to dedicate towards the animation in the first place, right? And money is probably ironically, or money is one of the most important things, but ironically, people aren't. So you don't need
yeah,
people to do the animations. You don't even really need money to do the animations. You just need a way to do the animations. So doing animations, regardless, is entirely possible. Now, doing good animation is different. This is like
yeah,
so quality when it comes to presenting something, when it comes to presenting an animation, quality is everything,
yeah. That makes
right?
sense.
You really got to grip the person within those first few frames, so you'll give them that wow factor.
it's just like a movie in a way. You know what I mean? Because it's literally 3D. You're
Yeah,
animating for film.
you're just providing a trailer for yourself. Yeah.